Diane and Denmark here, rah rah rah, and welcome back to another cosy chat across the kitchen table here in Copenhagen. I am a routines coach. I help people with time management and getting more joy back into their lives. And I'm also a Hygge expert, and today I want to talk to you about dealing with winter depression, SAD, seasonal affective disorder, and even if you don't suffer from one of those things, I just want to give you my plan for how I plan my way out of the winter darkness. You can also use these tips if you are grieving, if you are going through a period where you are extremely tired, and it's a very easy 3-point plan. The physical and mental side of things. We're also going to be talking about the social side of things, and the last one is gear. Right, we're going to talk about a bit of gear to get us through this. Right, let's start with the physical and mental side of things. When I first arrived in Scandinavia 23 years ago, the winter darkness, literal darkness, that really hit me hard. It kind of threw me into this kind of dark downward spiral. And in the winter here in Copenhagen, in the month of January, we get something like 6 hours of daylight. And if it's raining, if it can be raining all day, then it can really be dark all day. I absolutely have to get outside every single day. Even if it's blustery, even if it's raining, even if it's snowing. You know what we say here in Denmark, there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong clothing. As long as you've got the right clothing on, you can get outside in any weather. And I have to be outside, active outside, for at least 15 minutes every day. Now there are different ways that I do that. Some days I will go for a walk with a friend. I'm usually on my bike every single day. We also bike in the snow and ice. One thing that's really changed things for me has been the winter bathing. I skinny dip in the sea all year round, and that it doesn't matter what the weather is, and usually the worse the weather, the bigger the smiles when we come out of the water. And I've got lots of videos about winter bathing and why we swim naked and the whole concept behind it. It's not something that we do for health benefits. It's more like a mindfulness thing. I've talked about that before. I'll put the video up there. But of course it gives us health benefits and also mental health benefits. And for me, it's being outside every day. Even if it's dark all day, the days are different. The size of the hailstones are different. The clouds are different. Now, obviously, I'm not suggesting that you start winter bathing, but maybe you can do something in your area. And what I always say to my coaching clients, whenever we want to put in some kind of new habit, you've got to have a time, a date, and a place. Because if you don't have a time, a date, and a place, it is probably not going to happen. And once a week, I meet up with my Copenhagen Blue Tits Chill Swimmers group. We're a bunch of ladies who just get together once a week, and some people do the tea bag, which is called dipping, where you just kind of dip in the water and out again, like dunking a tea bag. Others are doing challenges where they swim 500 meters in the winter. Getting together with others, that's a great way to actually ensure that you're getting out there. Maybe you can arrange to meet with a neighbour every Thursday morning and you go for a walk and you take a thermos of tea or coffee. If you can't get out to walk where you are, maybe you can go to your local shopping mall and do a power walk there. I used to do that when the kids were small and still in the strollers. We really need to move our bodies, because it's way too easy when the darkness sets in just to hibernate and want to hide underneath a blanket. Right, and on to the social side of things. Now, I'm actually an introvert. I'm very happy to have my own company. I like when I'm with people that I know and talking about a subject that I enjoy talking about, then I'm more extrovert. But actually I'm a bit of an introvert. But I've discovered over the years that I absolutely have to get out and be social, or in a social environment with other people at least once a week. I work from home, I'm coaching online with people all day long, and it's very easy for me just to say, oh well, I'm tired and I do want to go out. I plan once a week to meet up with somebody else, or at least to get into the city, so I've got things going on around me. And if you're following the flylady system, you'll know that we have on Tuesdays is plan and play day. On a Tuesday, I plan ahead for the week after or the next month. That's when I'll get in touch with a friend and say, oh, shall we go to a concert? I'm going to see one of my favourite bands from my old punk youth. I'm going to see the Stranglers in a couple of weeks with my friend Catherine. I was at a craft workshop recently with my friends Jen and Erica. And it's just that planning ahead for these things. Instead of just letting the week go by, actually get in touch with other people and say, hey, what are you doing that week? Can we meet for an early dinner in the city? Can we go for a walk in the park? And it's really easy to make sure that you're meeting up with people when you've got a plan for it, because they're expecting you to turn up. So absolutely plan some fun for yourself and plan some exercise for yourself. One of the other little groups that I go to is Stitch and Bitch. I'm not a great person at crochet or knitting, but you can take along a little craft, and it's just that getting together with others, having a cup of tea, maybe having a nice piece of cake and getting out there. Get online, there are lots of online book clubs. Volunteering is another great way to meet other people. And one of the other things that I said is just going into the city, into Copenhagen for me. I don't need to talk to anybody or do anything, but I just walk around, look in the windows. I'm not buying anything. It gives me lots of ideas, and it just kind of recharges my batteries. And of course, any kind of project is a good thing to carry you through the winter. I will once again be bringing you some kind of Christmas prep things. This year I've got a little worksheet for you. I hope you'll join me for that, where we're just going to be working week to week. I've got little Hygge missions for you. We'll of course be talking about the Christmas countdown calendar, candles, all that kind of thing. Last thing I want to talk about is gear. As I said, in Denmark we have a saying, there's no such thing as bad weather, just the wrong clothing. And at this time of year, I actually really embrace the darkness that's coming and embrace the coldness. And last year, do you remember I got this heated vest, a bit like Iron Man. I feel like Iron Man when I've got this on. And I can turn up the heating in it. And this has been brilliant for working in my office at home when I get really cold. It's run on a battery, there we are, a little power bank. And for my winter swimming, I have one of these changing robes, and I'll make a video about my winter gear in the next couple of weeks. But I have already purchased an extra one for this year. This is actually a child's size, but it's their oversized. It's actually big enough for me. This works better for me when I am on my bike and just for general walks. And of course, as it's so dark here, the brighter the better. Think about all the things that you can really make it cozy. I've started using my hot water bottle again when we go to bed, because we've turned down the temperature in the house to 21 degrees Celsius, because we're trying to save electricity, save the grid. Maybe you can pull out a nice pair of flannel pajamas, get your fluffy socks on, get a really nice blanket. When I'm in my favourite reading chair in the evening, I like to cozy in and get my blanket. And that's another thing, all these kind of things that we can do for ourselves. You don't need to go buying things. I love getting books from the library. And one of the things that I like to do coming up for Christmas is seasonal reading. And that's a way that we can really embrace this season instead of fighting it. I love the British Library crime classics. We can get all these from our Danish, local Danish library. And look at this one. Look at that, the Santa Claus Murder. So I may start reading that in the next couple of weeks. So think about that. Are there things, like in Denmark, we bring the outside inside, bring in some seasonal plants. And I was thinking about that the other day on YouTube and Pinterest, and they're decorating for fall, for autumn. And I was thinking about that. We don't do that in Denmark. We don't have signs that says, you know, welcome fall. And I think it's because we actually have the seasons here. We don't need to have a sign that says it, because we can look out the window and we can definitely feel it. But what can you bring in that's going to make you actually embrace the season? It's apple season here. The apples in the garden are beginning to drop off the trees. I'm making apple cake. Let's think of all different ways we can actually embrace the season that's coming, the dark season. And yes, even your cleaning can be seasonal. Look what I bought last week. This is my favourite cleaning stuff. They've brought out a winter one, so I couldn't wait to buy it. I'm not going to use it yet. I'm going to keep this probably until, what should we say, 1st of November? Yeah, 1st of November. And if you want to see my morning routine, I have a Hygge cozy morning routine for the winter, for when it's very dark. And we have lots of LED candles and real candles, because on those mornings, I don't actually put on all the lights as soon as I wake up. I like to kind of gently come to with my cup of coffee. So if you want to check out that, I'll put it up. It's on my flylady refresher course playlist. And one of the easiest ways for me to keep my mood up all through the winter is to keep dressing as I usually do, in my correct colours. I am a type 1 in the Dressing Your Truth system. Dressing Your Truth is a colour analysis system, and it's a bit like the Myers-Briggs of colour analysis, because it's based on your face shape and how you move through your day. And I find that especially when it's getting dark and dreary outside, I really love my light, bright colours. And you'll notice that all my outerwear is very bright, like the stuff that I have for swimming, or I've got winter white and I've got cream and white. So all my winter coats, they really support me in that way. They keep my energy up. I like the brightness, especially in a sea of dark black coats here in Copenhagen. You really stand out. Oh yeah, and even my boots are white, my Doc Martens. Keep going with your routines out there. If you need help, I also offer one-on-one coaching sessions. Remember, I will be here leading you through the little Christmas project that we have, getting ready for Christmas and all the Hygge things coming up. And all I've got left to say is live long and prosper. May the Danish Hygge be with you. And I'll see you very soon with a rap, rap, rap. Okay, bye for now.